Alright, this is going to be very off the cuff. My phone is currently balancing on my Switch Pro controller, and that's how we're going to do it. No cuts, no edits. I just want to put this out there. Forgive my voice, I've been sick all week, but because I'm sick, I finally have the time to do this. I get sick a lot in this country, but living here does give me the privilege of watching Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 thrice upon a time before you do. So I figured I would give my thoughts. No spoilers, of course. No spoilers. Give my thoughts, give my impressions, because there are a lot of fans out there who want to know, what is this movie like? Right? Nobody knows what to expect. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I felt, things I thought while I was watching this movie. Alright? That's what we're going to do. So first of all, it's the second longest animated movie of all time. So I needed to piss the entire movie. It probably doesn't help that I chugged a coffee right before I watched it, because I watched it after work late at night. So I was tired and I wanted to make sure I could focus on the movie. Also, it's a long movie. I generally don't even watch movies, to be honest with you. I think I probably have that attention deficit disorder. It's hard for me to focus on movies or even an episode of anime. I think that's why I prefer manga and why I've been getting so into Axe and different old school alternative manga magazines in Japan, because they have short little stories that I could read quickly at my own pace, and I don't have to actually sit there and stare at a screen for extended periods of time. I have trouble focusing. However, coffee does help. Coffee really gets me going. So I chugged a coffee, but coffee also dehydrates you, makes you want to piss. Drank a coffee before making this video as well. So I'm feeling the urine coming on right now, which is great because it's the same feeling that I felt while I was watching the movie. Man, I'll tell you, I didn't expect to hold my piss the entire movie. I was trying to plot out when I was going to take my piss break, but the way this movie is designed is that you can't take a piss break. I'm telling you right now. You've got to be prepared. You've got to be prepared to watch that movie straight through. You won't even want to pause it. You watch it at home, you won't even want to click pause. I sure didn't want to leave the theater for a second because the pacing feels kind of slow. There's a lot of sort of daily life, leisurely time spent in this movie developing the relationships between the characters. You see a lot of Rei acclimating herself to normal, everyday human life because her memories, her slate was completely wiped clean. So there's a lot of cute, funny moments too. It's a really well-balanced movie. It's got a bit of everything. It's got humor, it's got charm, it's got cute moments, it's got crazy violence, it's got suspense, it's got wild action and just crazy moments where you would never expect them. So that's why I couldn't take a piss break. When I got that first surprise, that first shock in the middle of the sort of chill out time, I knew that I can't leave the theater. And I had to hold my piss for 3 hours. It felt like being a front row at a rock concert, you know? Man, and nobody got up. Nobody got up, and we're talking Japan, folks. We're talking Evangelion. It's one of the most popular series over here. I saw grandpas going there by themselves to see this movie, which blew my mind. Imagine your grandmother going to see the Evangelion movie by herself. I saw plenty of that, plenty of old ladies going to see this movie, which is great. You know, great country, great people. I love being here. But yeah, anyway, so that's one thing. The movie has it all. As far as entertainment goes, every single aspect that you could want out of a movie, it's there. It has everything. Oh my god. Hold on. All right. Well, I said no cuts, no edits, and we got a package from Amazon. So we got a package from Amazon. All right. The next thing about this movie, right? When it starts off, it feels like the craziest Evangelion movie ever made thus far. It feels like the craziest one, the biggest one. It's just absolute madness. You've got characters that you don't even remember their names from the third movie. You've got just absolute madness, just the craziest shit that you could possibly imagine. Insane action, crazy vehicles, and just like, it's nuts. It's absolute chaos. It is. I couldn't even tell you what the hell was going on. I couldn't even tell you, but it's a spectacle. It's really fun to watch. It's really, really fun to watch. It was great action scenes to kick off this movie, man. Yeah. So it's just absolute madness, right? So it feels like the craziest Eva movie so far. It feels like maybe the hardest movie to understand. But then by the end of the movie, it feels almost disappointingly simple. I felt like this was the simplest way they could have actually wrapped up the entire series and wrapped up the entire story. And it almost felt disappointing, honestly. It felt kind of plain. It felt kind of bland. I'm not going to spoil it. But there's the ending. It goes from like crazy chaos madness, hard to understand, hard to keep up with everything that's going on, really cool shit going on, just like absolute madness. And then it sort of just like gets narrower and narrower and simpler until it's just like, oh, okay. That I guess, sure. Yeah. Yeah. You get a lot more of Gendo talking and Gendo explaining things about himself than we've ever gotten ever in Evangelion. And I think that is kind of what surprised me and made me a little bit disappointed, maybe? When Gendo sort of explains everything and explains his motivations and explains everything, it felt a little bit too simple. It fits, though. It fits in the series. It all makes sense. And overall, it was fine. But just that part felt a little bit too simple. You know that old thing about, show rather than tell, right? You should show rather than tell if you want to tell a good story, right? It felt like at the end, he just sort of told us a lot of stuff, and I was like, well, okay, that's sure. I guess, like, okay, sure, yeah. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the movie. Great movie. I felt very happy and privileged to be able to see it. I saw it in IMAX. I didn't mention that. I saw it in IMAX, gigantic screen, incredible sound. It was just an incredible experience to actually see an Evangelion movie in theaters in Japan the week it came out. I felt amazing, Because usually living in Japan, I miss out on things. Like the first time I came here in 2015, one of my favorite bands, Faith No More, happened to reunite and release a brand new album. And they toured and went to my hometown, Boston, in America, and I wasn't there. I can't believe it. Mike Patton came to America, came to my town, toured, new album. I love the album. Couldn't see him because I was in Japan. Usually it feels like I'm missing out on shit, Usually it feels like I'm missing out on stuff. But finally, I was here for something where, I didn't miss out. You missed out. Sorry about that. That's unfortunate. Why don't we open up this little Amazon package here while I think about if there's anything else I want to say about this movie. So I got ergonomic vertical mouse. So I've got pretty weak, fucked up wrists, so I do like vertical mice, and I'm using this one, but this one is kind of not vertical enough. It's sort of at a diagonal, and it doesn't feel that much better than just using a regular mouse. I had a really good one. I think I had the original one with this like proprietary shape, but it broke down. I took it to this like electronics repair shop, which was just this like crazy technology otaku. I walked into his shop and there was just like, it looked like a Cowboy Bebop scene. Like there was just like tech everywhere and like wires and cables and like just crazy machinery everywhere. And it was just one guy in this like little tiny little workshop in like the 9th floor of a building. And he broke apart the mouse and looked inside and he was like, nah, I can't fix this, sorry. And I was like, well, I guess I'll have to buy another one. And just putting my hand on it here, I think, hold on. I'll put my hand here. Put my hand here. That is an improvement. That is an improvement. It's still not as vertical as I would like it, but I think I'll take it. I don't know. I don't think I'll be returning it to Amazon. I think it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I do recommend if you have any wrist issues or if you have wrist pain from using a mouse, you might want to check out ergonomic vertical mice. I'm a pretty big fan. Anyway. Yeah, that's it for me, man. It's been a long time. Quick little video here. Let you know what I think about Evangelion. Both the craziest Eva movie so far and the simplest to understand. A lot of wild stuff, but a lot of really easy stuff. Overall, loved the movie. It wasn't just a movie, it was an experience. And I'll leave you with that. Peace out. Love you.